getting prepared to fix this duct, and yes, my bottoms have reappeared. But I'm gonna say this, that it may be not even worth it, because I don't know if you guys can really see, will be able to see me, because this is where I'm choosing to sit, and this is not really my sitting place. This is my laying place, which is kind of low. Well, I can bring y'all down a notch, but it's gonna be kind of far away too. Oh, this is gonna get on my nerves so bad. The wind is blowing now, and the curtain is going back and forth, and it's making it like, I don't even want to say, but it's, yeah. So anyhow, I fixed that for right now. But like I said, it's really not meant for me to be this low, and y'all are gonna see my gut. Like I said, when I stand, it's not so bad, but when I sit, it's something different. That's why I did do my set of crunches this morning. I was supposed to do more exercise, but as I mentioned before, I've been biking like 30 miles a day for like 3-4 days straight, and then I have another 30 to do on Monday. So I really didn't feel like being hot and sweaty. I didn't really feel like wearing short, tight clothes or whatever, but it just happened to be there. I was going to do my crunches. It was the easiest to get my hands on. And the reason why is because I know, again, on Monday I will have to wear these types of clothes because I will be cycling again. Yeah, so am I going to do some more exercise? I don't know. I need to get this taken care of, and once I get this taken care of, I might go out there. I do need to dance. Like I said, I did plan on dancing. So, again, the things that annoy me, I'm taking care of number one, which is this AC thing, because it's just gotten on my last nerves, that I can't, like I said, be mad at anybody but me, because it's my responsibility. This is what I decided that I wanted to do, and so yeah, I'm going to make it happen. What else did I have to discuss? I mean, there's a lot, like I said, that's going on. I didn't finish talking about my confessions, my temptations confessions of a marriage counselor. I got to the point where I was saying how it was very easy to see, how this woman had this really good life, very standard, very straight, and I can relate to that. And I think many women, that were raised by a parent that are my age could probably relate, but I don't know, because I don't know a lot of people like that. But, I was raised real straight and narrow for the most part. Pretty much, when I think about it, raised by whatever fairy tale the system put out there, with a little bit of, support and guidance from my mom. And just keep in mind that when you come from when you're raised by a parent of a different culture, a lot of times you're more than you're really raised by the system, and you just don't really fully realize it. I'll be back. I need to get the other piece out of the window. And the reason I say that is because if your parent is not from here and they're a first generation citizen, it's a lot of things they don't know, so they're not going to rock the boat. You understand me? So basically, whatever they say in school and whatever you see on TV is what it is. They're not going to teach you about how the world really operates. I'll be right back. So, yeah, and I've mentioned this before, like in previous videos, and it's really true that again, if you're raised mostly by a single parent, you're not going to have that experience. You're not going to have that experience of, knowing how the world really operates, because you're being raised basically by whatever the fairy book statuses that they put on TV, and those are the ideals. You understand me? So you're being raised by the ideals of what society is supposed to be like, without being exposed to what society really is. And if any of my viewers out there, if any of you are biracial, bicultural, and you're raised predominantly by the non-American person, even if your parents were married the whole time, maybe the other person was out of the home on work or whatever for most of the time, or not present because of other things, let me know what your experience has been. know, did you find, you know, that you were basically raised by the idealistic ideologies of the system versus what the world really is, and you found yourself to be very disappointed growing up because really, the world don't really operate like that. It's a very tricky and manipulative place. All right, so I did get the other piece out. It's going to take a lot of work to put everything back together. Is it worth it? I don't know. But anyhow, so I got this done. This piece actually goes to the unit, and I had a little difficulty doing it before, and I think once I have it on, like I have it now, I really need to secure it on the outside and the inside just to make sure. This part isn't so bad because it's on the inside, so it's not really subjected to all the rain, water, all that other kind of crap from the outside. But again, this needs to be done because it's trifling. If you have something, I'm gonna tell you, whatever it is that you got that's yours, that belongs to you, that you paid for, worked for, picked up, found, whatever, however it got into your possession, honestly, you need to make sure that it's, you know, that it's perfect, that it's working the way that it should. Because what's the point? You know, that's your hard work and effort that you put into it. Everything that you do, and this is one thing I think in my adult life that I kind of curtailed or missed or forgot that I was taught when I was younger, is that everything that you do is a reflection of you. You know, like my mom used to tell me, like, you know, the way that I wrote it was sloppy, reflection. And so I think I forgot that, or I untrained myself on that because people saw it as I got older as being too perfect. And so I would intentionally do things, you know, a little bit slacker so that, you know, hopefully people would not attack as much. But it's not worth it. You know, you taught the right way, you do things the right way. But it takes you to live life and to experience, you know, things for you to kind of get back to that. And just like it took you a while to learn to not do the things completely right the way that you should, you know, it's going to take you a while to readjust to doing everything the way that you should. So what I'm doing now with this is I'm putting it one go round. There is plastic under each, so I'm making sure that I tuck it under. And like I said, it's no guarantee this is going to work. The guy, when I purchased the unit, he was telling me that a lot of times people did want to return it because they said that it didn't work, but it really did. It's just the fact that it wasn't installed properly. And you know, I'm trying my best to get it installed properly. I don't know, like I said, if it's going to work, but I am trying to do it the right way. And to make sure, using a little bit of common sense, that it stays secure, because that is just so annoying. But it's the end of September now, so pretty soon it'll be fall. I've only been in Central Florida for about a year, so I don't remember when it gets cold, but it does get cold here. And it's just enough winter for you to realize that this winter is not like insane cold. It's enough for you to realize it. I think that, I think it stays warm through October. I think it's like maybe like end of November or December that it actually starts to get cold, and I'm okay with that. So I did one round of this, but now from experience, I need to let myself know, do I think this is going to do it? Because when you put too much to it, it just makes a big mess when you try to fix it the right way. And I definitely don't want that to happen, but I don't want this pulling apart. So hopefully this will work. I mean, if I could go overboard and have like rubber or cement and glue and all that, I would. But, you know, right now, you know, it's just a method of trial and error. And that's with anything in life. Like, if it don't work out the way that you want it the first time, try it again, try a little variation of it. That's what science is all about. And that's what life is all about, you know. And the positive outlook on that is that, I mean, you ain't doing nothing else. You're alive, you're living, you're breathing oxygen. You might as well try to do things and do it right. You might as well, ain't nothing else to do, you know. People get caught up in some stupid stuff, you know, from time to time. You ain't really got to get caught up in that. Just, you know, kind of do what you do. So now, this is the part that's really important, because this is the part that actually has contact with the outside, and this is the part that makes sure that shit stays cool, because instead of recirculating the hot air that's on the inside, this is taking the air that's on the outside, which is cooler, and cooling it even more and sending it through your space. Now, with these AC units, I'm going to tell you, if this is a one hose, But the ones with the two holes is cool a little bit more. But as y'all know, I live in tiny spaces, so this should definitely be enough. Now with the duct, I think for me, it's good to extend it mostly all the way out. I'm seeing a little bit of wire, so that means that there's a little possibility, a little bit of damage. And again, this is from the outside portion. This actually snaps out to make it easier to attach, and I need to go on and do that. Because I want to make sure this is attached really the right way. I don't want no more half-stepping, because when you lead a half-step in life, even in the small things, it shows up in the big things. And quite honestly, I'm tired of it. I don't want to be dealing with folks that half-ass do things. I don't want to be dealing with people that are two-faced, or people that are so unsure of themselves where they'll do anything to, they just don't have no conscience, and they'll do whatever it takes to get wherever they think that they want or need to be. So, with that being said, I'm going to try to do things right the first time, because I don't want no repeats. Yeah, so I am doing it. So if there's something that you have going on in your life right now that's really annoying you, getting on your nerves, causing you to be in a situation where you're just like, F it, or you feel like you got to curse about something, please take note of what that situation is. Make a note of it and fix it. It ain't got to be that way, I'm trying to fix this up. The other one, the instructions, if I remember correctly, said you're supposed to twist it. But what I'm finding is that that twist ain't really getting between places. So I'm going to try to, fit it in where it's over whatever needs to be over. And this is definitely on top of what it needs to be on top of. So I'm pretty proud of my little accomplishment here. Now I just need to make sure that it stays that way. Now, one of the prior situations that I had was that because of the weight of the hose and because where I was staying before, I didn't really have enough room for the hose to be extended. So it was caused to bend and all this, and that caused, the way that, and I didn't have it really securely in here because I was trying to follow what the way the instructions said, but it was causing, since it wasn't secure, and again, the hose is all bent, and it's flexible, so it's meant to be able to bend, but it was causing a situation where if I can get more, because I have enough space, if I can get more than 2 rungs up in here, I'm going to do that, because I want to make sure it's secure. Try to see if I can get that going all the way around. But what will end up happening would be that, alright, I think this is secure. The whole lip is over whatever the piece is, so I think that's pretty much secure. I'm alright with that. So we're going to put this together. But, yeah, so what ends up happening is that it became a little bit warped because you're bending the tube and it's not really all the way over the lips because you're twisting it in, but twisting it is not getting it that far. And maybe I should have tried twisting it some more after I put it on here. After I initially got it over the initial lip, I'm saying I should have maybe twisted it a little bit more. But, wow, and I'm out of it. This tape is no joke, you guys. So I'm out of it on this one. But I'm still I'm still considering going over the inside of it with the tape too, so that it's kind of glued on both ends. Alright, I'm going over it on the outside again. And again, I don't want the situation where I had before where just tacky, just falling all over the place. You really couldn't see because, like I said, the window, I had everything. I did a fairly decent job. It was a novice job, but, it should have been a lot better. So we're going to do it better this time because we know better now. So if you know better, you do better. That's how it flows. So on the outside, I got this okay. And maybe I should take it all the way down. I think maybe I should. But I don't know if that's going to be a waste, and that's just going to cause more of a problem. And really, to be honest with you, I can't get inside of here good enough to get this to go around the inside. But yeah, this pooch thing, oh my gosh, imagine riding, y'all can't see from the side view, but imagine, here, let me show you, I'm not ashamed, but riding from the side, and when you're riding your bike, you're not sitting up straight like this, so you're kind of bent over, so that pronounces that pooch thing even more, and your knees are up, so, you know. But in a way, I think too, like with the biking thing, even though, you know, like before I started really doing it, I felt like, you know, it was mainly, I was like, I don't really need to, my legs are naturally like built, you know what I'm saying? So, and so I know it's true that some people naturally have certain things. My legs are naturally built, you know, some people naturally have boobs and all that. But actually, I think all in all, my body overall, it's pretty compact. I think everything is where it's supposed to be. I don't have too much, too little. You know, I have enough, and it's very aerodynamic. But, you know, one of my concerns always has been when working out, I don't want to build up my arms, because I don't, you know, I used to live in Atlanta, and they have some women there that really look like, and you can tell that they're women, but it's kind of scary to me. Like when you see a woman and a man walking silhouette, and that woman's silhouette, you know, makes you think that, hey, that could be a man. The only thing that differentiates is that if you look at the front, you can see they're actually real boobs and the face is feminine. But, so I don't want to be that, and I don't think, you know, don't have enough time to work out to ever do that, and I'm very conscious and aware of my body and like what parts are naturally built and so forth, so I don't think I really have to worry about that. Alright, so I got both ends together, and we're going to try to get this affixed the right way. Oh. Alright, so I'm not happy with how I did the tape on the inside because it does look really tacky. And I just gave that speech about how if you're going to do something, do it right. So I need to at least make an attempt to make this look like I tried to do a good job. It's just that the way that the inside of this thing is, and maybe I shouldn't have done it at all, is the way that it is, it's very slim, and I got some nice meaty hands, and so it's kind of hard for me to get my hands in there and make it the right way, but I'm going to try. Like I said, with life in general, you don't have anything else to do. That's what you need to be doing your best at the things that you do choose to do and not half-ass for them. So, yeah, I'm going to try to see if I can get this to look right. Alright, so it's looking okay, or it's going down okay. I don't know if it's going to go down all the way right, but it's going down okay, so I can promise. Alright, and alright, so I did put it all the way around, and it is going all the way around. It is going into the blue it's supposed to go into. I really would be more comfortable just like if I could spray paint the whole thing black. But I'm going to let this ride for now. I'm going to do one more, maybe one or two more pieces, just to make sure that it's done all the way around. And then I'm going to let it ride. And I'm going to tell you, like I said, the unit is really good when it's installed appropriately. And to install it appropriately is nothing but just making sure that the duct is sealed and affixed properly. And it's, you know, going outside the way that it should. That's all that it is. I mean, it's not rocket science. And also for the aesthetic appeal, because you're installing it in a place that you live, I mean, you do want it to look, you know, halfway decent. So, you know, you just got to take your time and make sure that you got all the edges worked out the way it should be, all that. And it appears that I've made a mistake here. But that's okay. And I think I could use one more piece just for a little section that I'm seeing that's there. And just like I do the Whisper app and things like that too. And some of the things that I saw, like people were asking, just in general, when people ask things on the app, it's usually not to a direct person, but it's just, putting it out there for whoever to respond that wants to respond. Kind of like when I do my blogs, it's not a whisper. I'm not trying to keep anything secret. It's just whoever happens to be out there. But as y'all saw, sometimes people do, and I've done this, and not to accuse anybody, because I've done this on occasion too. When I used to really be a viewer, I don't view as much as I used to because I just don't. But sometimes you forget that the people that are vlogging, these are normal, everyday people that you run into on the street. And like I said, some people have actually run into me on the street. These are normal, everyday people. So it's like, sometimes you forget that when you make comments on people's pages. You think that these, you don't humanize the people. It's just something that you're watching for entertainment. But these are real people. They got feelings. You know what I'm saying? And, I haven't had a lot of situations where I haven't been really attacked or anything like that, And then you do have trollers, and I've only had one, and I recognize it as a troller, and it didn't really bother me. But then you have people that make comments on your lives and things like that. And, like I said, people that think that they can relate. And it's almost the same thing when, somebody has a death and people tell you, don't ever say, I understand how you feel, because you don't. You don't know what that person meant. And I never really understood that because I haven't really been close, to anybody in my life that, has passed on. So I'm going to try this now. And I'm like I said, don't get frustrated when you're doing something that you need to do and that you're supposed to be doing. I'm just hoping that with me bending and whatever, trying to put this together, that I don't warp it any. But I'm going to go ahead and try to install it and see how it works out. And then I'm going to have to step outside again in that heat and do it all over again. You guys can't see me, so I'm going to try to get this done real quick. And again, I'm hoping that I don't warp it if I raise it up time to install it. One thing that I did want to mention, with the slider, it's 2 pieces. And you might have to, like for me, I didn't want to take this little button out because it just seemed like it would be a pain to install it again. But sometimes it prevents it from fitting correctly. I don't even know what it's doing. Oh, damn. I just dropped the piece and I gotta pick it up. And I'm like, because the portion that I have that's going under. Oh, Lord. The little pin, it goes underneath. And so, of course, and like I said, I'm hoping I don't warp this by trying to install it. Alright, so I got the bottom part installed. It's a little off. I'm going to have to go outside and fix something. But I'm going to make sure that I have everything attached here first. And the reason that I felt it was necessary for me to go ahead and get this done is because it's like almost 6 o'clock in the evening. It's gonna be dark soon. There's gonna be mosquitoes, and I'm really not feeling being out there with mosquitoes. And I have a funny feeling that somehow I installed this the wrong way, so I'm gonna have to turn everything around in the opposite direction. Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. And I'm okay with that. I can deal with it. Alright, so the opposite direction we go, and hopefully, like I said, through all of this pushing and pulling, I'm not messing it up. So I'm not trying to mess it up. I just want to set it. I ain't got time for this. Alright, so I fixed it, and maybe the way that I'm putting it now is going to be better. I don't know. I hope so. I hope so. Now I'm going to take it outside and see what I can fix out there. And I'll let you guys know how it is when I get back.